The truth is that after 8 years, the Information Commissioner says transparency is, quote, not a top priority for this NDP-Liberal government. She says systems for transparency have declined steadily since this Prime Minister took office in 2015, that this government is the most opaque government ever, and sounded ever-increasing alarms about the closed-by-default reality of this NDP-Liberal government in the last couple of years. But of course, back in 2017, an audit done independently by a Halifax journalist and his team for News Media Canada, which represents more than 800 print and digital titles, already pointed out that the Liberals were already failing in breaking their promises, and that the previous Conservative government was more responsive, open and transparent, including during the latter majority years, when everyone can remember the now Prime Minister made a lot of now verifiably baseless claims. But a National Post column in February titled, quote, "Most Canadians don't trust Liberals' plan for just transition away from oil," poll. The column says, quote, 84% of Canadians do not know what the just transition plan actually is, but also, quote, 40% believe it will hurt the oil and gas sector. 36% believe it will lead to lost jobs. And, quote, 56% of Canadians are not confident the government will be able to deliver, and 26% of those people are not at all confident. It says about 1/4 of Canadians think the government is moving too fast to transition Canada's economy, what this is really all about. 60% of Canadians don't want to pay any additional taxes to support their transition. Only 14% were willing to pay only 1 or 2% more. I mean, that's bad news for the pro-quadruple carbon tax NDP-Liberal bloc coalition. 57% of Canadians worry about the impact of lost tax revenue to governments should the economy transition away from natural resources, and 40% believe the plan to transition away from fossil fuels will make Canada less competitive in the global economy. A whopping, quote, 60% of all Canadians think we shouldn't make major changes before larger global polluters make serious efforts to reduce carbon emissions. Of course, luckily, common sense Conservatives agree with all of those Canadians.